Good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Dog Walk, the almost daily show where I walk around, talk a little bit about myself, talk mostly about whatever's been on my mind for that day while I'm walking the dogs, always uncut and one take, unedited. One take that is, unless the dogs have some business I need to take care of. But anyway, moving on into talking a little bit about the subject today. I actually decided not to record an episode yesterday because I wanted to reconsider some things about the format, about how I am doing this, and also because it happened to be very late and I didn't feel like recording. I'm finding that, sometimes I might need a little uh, mental break to recharge if it's been a very long day. I'm too exhausted to talk coherently. I think I'd rather not waste your time by being completely nonsensical and rather just, wait until the next day. It was a little bit unfortunate because it was actually quite nice out yesterday. Visually, there was fog everywhere because the temperature went up above freezing, so all the snow was evaporating, giving quite the nice effect. But anyway, that's it. I believe today we are on episode 17, and I just realized that I forgot to put Daisy's coat on, so hopefully she doesn't get too cold. It's not that cold out today, but it might mean that we'll have to cut this short a little bit. Today, instead of talking a little bit about myself as I normally do, and kind of try to relate it to the topic that I am about to talk about, I and realize I would like to talk about a few observations I've made and a few, like I said, modifications that I think I want to make to the format. So the first one being that I'm started to, as I've mentioned, upload everything to YouTube and not edit, but rather make subtitles for the videos, because I found that especially, I think it's episode 3, maybe episode 4, there's a lot of friction in my coat somewhere. And Daisy, let's go this way. And it really muffles the sound, and even I, knowing my voice quite well, right, can barely understand what I was trying to say. So I'm finding that I might need to put on subtitles, or at least work on the subtitles for all the episodes that I post, which leads me to the first question, because 15-minute video, okay, that's not too bad. That's doable to write out all the subtitles from after I've recorded. But right now, the one that I was working on today is a 33-minute video, and my god, it is taking a lot of time to edit, time which I don't have because I have to take care of Felix. So I am wondering if it's better to keep the video shorter and maybe make a multi-part videos on topics, as opposed to one long talk, which means that also now I'm gonna have to how do I say, like, save up topics, right? Write down where I was, continue talking about it the next day, even though I might have had something else on my mind that I'll then talk about the following day. So that might cause sort of lag and disconnect between what's fresh in my mind and what I actually talk about, which is sort of a concern to me. I'm not sure if that's how bad of a thing that is. Obviously, it can't be a good thing. So that's kind of the first option, or I could just keep the videos as long as they naturally end up being, with no limitations, but likely would have to either slow down the upload schedule in order to keep up with the subtitles, or alternatively, not put subtitles and hope for the best. But like I said, I'm finding that even I am having trouble understanding sometimes what I'm saying myself with the audio quality. So anyway, right now I'm leaning more towards subtitles, and in fact, since I'm saying that I'll be working on the subtitles, I'm also thinking that, hey, maybe I can also add, if not Mr. Daisy, notes or something, maybe sometimes in the subtitles. Obviously not that many. I don't want to overload the information, but I'm thinking that maybe I could add a few things, in brackets or whatever, sometimes in the subtitles. So I would recommend that starting, if you're seeing, well, actually, since this is recorded way after or way before it's going to be posted, I would recommend that you watch my videos with subtitles. Anyway, so that's the first thing that I was thinking about my format. The other thing is I'm realizing that I talk way too much. I think that might be my new tagline. Something like, I managed to talk about 50% of what I wanted to talk about 25% of the time. Like, it's ridiculous. So I need to find a way around that, and I don't think, at this point at least, I cannot afford to just lengthen my videos in order to accommodate. So I'll have to find a solution to that. The other thing is, I'm thinking of sometimes maybe talking about a little more kind of topical or lighter topics, pop culture stuff, that type of thing. If I've recently watched something, I will have to admit that I started to watch some shows again, trying to catch up. I had not been keeping up with many of the more popular pop culture shows that I normally watch, such as, let's say, the Marvel shows, because I used to watch those with my spouse, but since the baby, we've been so busy that we just haven't been able to keep up with anything. We barely watch any TV together anymore. So at a certain point, I felt that I kind of had to start, and it's not like it would be the first show that I've seen before that I'm rewatching with her for the first time. So I think she'll understand, and I'll rewatch season 2 of Loki with her. Even if it's a rewatch for me, I'm sure that won't be a big deal. But yeah, I was thinking of sometimes talking about topics like that, even if right now I'm still way behind. So as I mentioned, I just actually watched season 2 of Loki, and I saw a few recommended videos on my feed in YouTube that now I've actually watched, and I'm finding I was a little bit disappointed, I'll admit, with the last season. I wish I could talk a little bit more about all my disappointment, where I thought, what is it, in the 6th or 7th episode, where they say there's a big secret for Renslayer, and you find out oh, she was his general and lover or something like that. I was like, man, that was a missed opportunity. It would have been so much better if Renslayer had actually been a Kang variant that He Who Remains had, subjugated, used, or quote unquote partnered with, and then sent her back to the TVA and erased her memory and blah blah blah. But we know with Sylvie that you can have different sex variants, so I think that could have been a missed opportunity. Or the other observation I have, or big observation I have, is it feels like a lot of the commenters, I mean, they're probably right, but I wish that they could see the scope bigger than it is, and they underestimate what the scope of the MCU could be. And what I mean by that is what we see in Loki and these variants, and this Yggdrasil and all that, sorry for the spoilers, are all timelines, right, that branch off from the main timeline. But everyone seemed to interpret those other timelines and variants as being the other worlds, the parallel universes that are causing incursions. And I just feel like that can't be the case, or that's too narrow-minded, because when you think about it, the timelines come off of the same universe, right? And when they're pruned, they go back to the same universe. They're not parallel worlds or parallel universes in the same sense as the whatchamacallit, like in physics anyway, or in the MCU when the incursions come in and all that, right? That can't be the case, because they come from one timeline and they just branch off from there. How could you have, I know they show an alligator Loki in season 1, and that kind of punches a hole through my theory, but still, like, when you think about it, like, in what part of the timeline, or what kind of branch off or variation would happen for there to be an alligator that pops off with everything else in the timeline still remaining intact, or still being the same prior to that? Having trouble saying what I wanted to say as usual. Anyway, point is that I don't see how it would be possible that Spider-Ham or the Spider-Verse stems from the same place as is shown in the Loki show. And what you see in Loki are just separate timelines, different possibilities, but within the same universe. Whereas what you would see in the incursions or in the Spider-Verse or things like that would be different universes. That it's the same, like, I wish I could, I can't presuppose a knowledge, so I can't just use how parallel worlds work in physics to understand my point. But point is that they're not a parallel world if it's a timeline that branches off. And so anyway, I won't talk about it more. Whatever. See, we're already on our way back towards the house, and I haven't even started to talk about the topic that I wanted to talk about today. So definitely, point is that I will be separating out my videos or the topics in multi-part videos. I have to, because I can't, it's late also, and I can't walk the dogs for another hour. I have to go to bed, and they're gonna get tired, and Daisy's gonna get cold. So definitely I'm gonna be changing the format a little bit. Let me know what you think of that, what you think I should do, or any other comments that you have, whether it's on my theories or my videos down below. I much appreciate it. But now, I'm gonna, I guess, introduce the main topic that I'm gonna talk about more in detail tomorrow, which is actually the first topic of a series of interrelated topics that I wanted to talk about. And the first one of these topics is, I guess, the effect of time and how people don't seem to consider the fact that we live in a fourth-dimensional world, not a three-dimensional world. And that will lead me to, after that's been established... Oh, there's a rabbit right there. Oh, good girls. No pull and... Wow, good job, Daisy. Good job, Mistra. Usually Daisy would have barked like crazy and Mistra would have pulled, but... Ooh, that was great. So anyway, as I was saying, after kind of 4D world, I want to talk about political systems, and that's going to lead me to then afterwards what I think should be a future, or ideas, I guess, for a future economy. So all of those topics are related, but they're all very heavy and complicated topics, which require a lot of background. So I'm thinking that maybe by grouping them together, that will help the flow. But hopefully I'm not wrong. And that being said, I might punctuate these videos with more topical daily ones, depending on how I feel, or something really noteworthy happened on any given day. But otherwise, I do plan about making a series of several videos on the... Oh, girls, no, Mista, let's not go that way. It's a big puddle right there. Daisy's gonna be too wet. This way, Mista, this way. So I hope that you would come along with me on this several episode story arc, I guess I'll say. And I'll appreciate any feedback that you have, and maybe I'll even get to that feedback before I finish making the series, so I'll be able to incorporate it. Which actually is the last point that I wanted to make on my kind of channel and video series that I was about to forget to make, which is, as I'm rewatching my first videos and taking notes and doing the subtitles and all that, I'm realizing again that really I am not... Come on, girls, let's go this way. I know you don't want to go in the snow, Daisy. You're gonna freeze. Daisy, come on. I'm realizing that I'm really not being as clear or as complete as I wanted to or was hoping to be. And I'm realizing that I'm leaving a lot of stuff on the table that I should have mentioned and things like that. So I'm thinking that every so often, I don't know if it's going to be a regular thing, you know, every 10 episodes or every 20 episodes, or if it's going to be on an as-needed basis, but I think I'm going to do a sort of retrospective episode where I talk about everything that I think that I may have missed. Well, not everything, because that might be too much. Some misses might warrant completely new videos, but talk about kind of re-attacks, I'll say, re-mentions of points that I might have missed the first time around in all the series of previous videos. So hopefully that's something that's interesting for you. And again, I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about that idea. I am not sure if I'll be putting it in the main series or if not. And as I'm saying that, I'm realizing that I might have mentioned this idea before, or this need before. So if I have, my apologies for repeating myself, and thank you for bearing with me. Now on to the topic of, or introducing, I guess, the topic of time and and for 4D world. Sorry, before I do that, I really want to mention that I really think I need to rewatch the AI videos that I just did, the 2 videos that I just did. There's several points I need to talk about more, but I also don't want this to just turn into a long series on a single topic. I want to keep it kind of diversified, so I will definitely reattack the AI topic sooner rather than later, but not yet, because I do want to go down this particular rabbit hole that I mentioned. The incorporating time into our thoughts, followed by possible political systems, followed by a future economy system. So what I mean by that, and how these topics are all related, is that all of our institutions, or most of our institutions right now, are built in such a way as they only consider, or they mostly consider, I shouldn't say only, the now. And even if you have noble intents about the future, or nostalgia about the past, the people who are in power in most systems, I would say like all the time, really, they are the ones who make the decisions. They are the ones who shape how the world progresses, and they are the ones who typically, in most circumstances, have the shortest view, or the narrowest view, or the most short-sighted is what I was trying to say. And that, I think, is a big problem, and I think that the only way to fight that is for the general public, or for everyone really, to become aware of what's going on, and to start to think a little bit more four-dimensionally, as opposed to right now. I know that's not really a word, but whatever, bear with me. And this is true in all aspects of life, really. Whether you're talking about investments, right? Like the people who own the most stock, the shareholders. Look at everything that's going on with Blizzard, Activision, and how Blizzard has been the Blizzard of my childhood is not the Blizzard of the last 10 years. And why is that? It's because a company that was owned by a few passionate people who wanted to make great games, and who were willing to put in the time and effort and delay releases and this and that to have everything polished and perfect. Well, those people are gone, and now the company is run by shareholders who only care about the profits that they're going to make next quarter, and increasing user engagement metrics and this and that, right? So they lose sight, for the short-term game, they lose sight of the long-term impact of their actions, and that leads to what's happening at Blizzard right now. That's an sorry, Mistra business. Sorry, Daisy, we have to go back. Mistra business. So that's an economic example, but there's a lot of political examples, and really this, even in entertainment, I will talk about it a bit more, but actually, you know what, since it's already been a 25-minute video, I consider that the end of the intro. I will stop shuffling the bag because that's probably ruining the microphone. See, I'm slowly starting to learn. So I will stop recording here. Hopefully you're intrigued or interested by the changes I'm proposing to how I'm doing this. Again, it's still kind of practice, but all your comments are appreciated, and look forward to the beginning of the 3-part series tomorrow. Thanks a lot for listening, and have a good evening.